Hey guys, it's KK, and this week's challenge was to use a sketch. So here's one I pulled from Pinterest, and I'm going to be using my January Gossamer Blue kit to create the layout. So I'm starting with that white piece of cardstock, and I'm going to cover the majority of it with this yellow with black and white polka dot pattern paper. And once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and start working on those little strips or banners at the top. And I run into a couple of problems here. The first one is that the pattern papers that I have left in this kit, they're not very cohesive, like they just don't mesh well. So I'm kind of having to think about things and how I'm going to do this. So at this point, I think I'm going to go ahead and try this pattern that's the green kind of marble looking pattern paper, and I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and try it and just see if I can work it into this layout, and if it's a bottom layer it will be covered, maybe it'll be fine. So I get it laid down and then I'm like, no, this is just not going to work. I just don't like that pattern. So I get that torn off and I just throw it aside, and I come to this white with these hand-drawn black lines on it. And I really love this pattern paper. I just wish that I would have used it a bit differently. Instead of using it for the base layer, I wish that I would have used something a bit more heavy, if that makes sense. So I'm going to use this one, and then the second one that I'm going to bring in is this little red with some small white hearts drawn on it. And the sketch calls for these layers to be quite stacked. But once I get my third piece of pattern paper in here, I just realized that I don't really want them stacked on top of one another. I'd like to spread them out just a bit. So once I do that, I realize that I'd like one more piece there, just something that's a solid, so that these can all have somewhere to rest. And so to do that, I'm going to bring in a sheet of navy cardstock from my stash, and I'm just going to cut one little strip, and I'm just going to kind of tuck it back there so it can act as a shelf for these layers. And once I have that done, I'm ready to bring in the photograph, which is going to be placed to the left hand side. So I pretty much followed the sketch exactly as it was. And I used it's just a piece of scrap paper that I had from another layout that I'd done using this kit. And I'm going to map my photo on that as well as on this navy cardstock that I had pulled from my stash. And the photograph is just of this place in town that I really love to go eat at. And in the picture, it looks really neat because you can see the place, and it's kind of old fashioned, and it's just a brick one story. It's not a proper restaurant. It's just kind of a window. You go up and order your food, and then they have tables and chairs outside. And you can see the building there with the skyscrapers in the city in the background. So I just love this picture because I think that it really shows one of the best features of the place is just its old kind of fashioned setup. And I'm not sure why I stopped in the middle of my title to put down some washi. I think I was contemplating where I was going to put it, and I just wanted to mark it so I could see it. So the title says Laid Back Vibes, and that's because in the journaling I wrote about how much I love this place just because it is so laid back. You kind of just go up to the window, order your food, and you get a cold drink and enjoy the company you're with, and it's a great place to go eat. One of the best things about it is when you go up to the window, most places give you a number, but they give you a name. So maybe you order your meal and they give you a little card that says Fernanda. So you wait until they call your name, and that's how you know your food is ready. It's just kind of one of the little quirky things about it. So I came in with some pattern paper that I had also in the kit, the one that was that very geometric print, and I just punched some circles out from that, and I'm just going to use those kind of like my embellishments, and pretty much according to the sketch again, because they had some circle embellishments. I think theirs were a little bit larger than these, but I really like this to bring in some more color and some more texture to it. I've added some mist at this point as well. so I'm kind of trying to create this diagonal line and kind of give it some movement. And once I get these laid down, I'm pretty much done with the page. I am going to come back in with some enamel dots, and those are the ones from Basic Gray, and I'm just going to go ahead and just put them all around and sprinkle them throughout that little cluster and movement. I'm also going to use these stickers from Studio Calico to go ahead and just mark off 3 different places. And I can't remember what those say. I don't have the layout in front of me, but I'm cutting them off on the sides because they're just really long, and I just wanted to cut the phrases. So one thing that I did do with those have gold text, and the Basic Gray enamel dots that I had, they had silver and kind of a bronzy color. So I kind of mixed like all 3 metals here with these enamel dots and the stickers, but I didn't really mind. I'm trying to let go of things and not be so concerned about things matching and just have fun doing what I like. So here are some close-ups. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care. Bye-bye.